Hello everyone, my name is Menar and this is my e-story, part of the case study. I had my observation at Horizon Private School and I was assigned to observe second grade. It was 2B. As we were asked to do, I had permission to get the evidence for my e-story. However, whenever I took pictures of the students while they would be working, some of the students who were usually distracted would look at me and my mentor teacher didn't like that. And I do understand how she feels and respect her. So I took as much evidence as possible of the classroom without causing distraction. Looking at the classroom layout, if they were following learner-centered approach, 1. The way students were seated, they were seated in groups of 5 and 4 with different levels. Some of them were advanced and others were less advanced. 2. The reading center at the corner of the classroom with various book genres. 3. Bookshelves and whiteboard are at a height in which students can access things easily. Also, tables and chairs sizes were at a suitable size for the students. 4. Teacher's desk is at the corner of the classroom where she can get good view of the students, and usually she would be walking around in the classroom. 5. Things in the classroom are labeled in which students can read and would help them to build upon their prior knowledge according to Piaget. However, I'd like to mention that there are 24 students in the classroom and there is no assistance, which in some cases would lead the teacher to be stressed and not perform well. There are no other centers other than the reading center, and I don't usually see students sitting there. However, some of the students would take or pick some books when they are done with their tasks. Looking at what technology they use in the classroom, they have a projector, 2 speakers, teacher computer, and they use the whiteboard as a screen projector. The teacher uses the computer to go back to the school yearly plans or to open videos or songs that are related to the lesson. No other technology is used in the classroom and students are not allowed to get their own iPads. What I would do differently is use the space in the front of the classroom to gather the students there and try to display the book on the whiteboard and solve, for example, a few math questions all together. Then give the students the chance to work on the questions independently by themselves. Also, I would like to have more interactive activities other than the class dojo that I will talk about later. Looking at the elementary school library, it is colorful, has different book genres, and the bookshelves are at an accessible height for the students to get their books by themselves. Students in my classroom seems to be very interested in reading, and so I suggest that they go there more than once in a week. Also, to have more books in the library and in the classroom library for the students to develop their reading skills since they are interested in reading. On the right side is the computer lab, where my classroom students go there twice a week. Everything's labeled there and the rules are clear for all the students to see. And the computer teacher tries to get concrete examples for the students to understand better. For example, getting them USBs, desks, things they can hold and relate the information to. Also, using images to help other students understand better. An example of one lesson that I observed about where computers can be used. The teachers showed students pictures of computers used in airplanes, malls, hospitals, schools, and so on, which showed that they followed learner-centered approach. Yet, I would like to suggest that teachers would allow students to have access to the internet with their supervision and their help to look up for definitions and topics that they need to look up for or within their interest and carry out their curiosity rather than having the information given to them from textbooks or the teachers. The classroom had the rules and printed papers displayed on the boards all around with no student work displayed at all. According to the teacher, she did not have any work of students to display either inside or out of the classroom. Yet I believed if she asked the students to do a simple thing, for example, coloring the flags and displaying their work outside or in the classroom would actually make the students feel happy about what they did and would help them develop a sense of accomplishment and success, which is considered to be important to motivate the child while learning according to Erikson's theory. For assessment, teacher would use different methods to do that. She would assess students by looking at their homework, participation in class, how they performed in exams. Usually she would explain the lesson, then go through words they don't understand and give them examples, then solve a few questions. Later she gave them the chance to work independently. And for students who disturb others or still don't get the idea, she would go and sit next to them, help them till they figure things out. I liked the way the teacher assessed the students, and I would do the same thing, yet I would take also qualitative notes about the students and discuss things with parents if needed. Both videos show how students are interacting, they are happy in the class, and how the teacher is using indirect method to observe student understanding of the lesson, even allowing the students to stand up and to jump. Was good since they have short attention span. Having them seated for the entire lesson would be difficult, and this shows how the teacher is acting based on learner-centered approach. Both videos show more of a learner-centered approach. The teacher was trying to introduce a lesson and revise for another lesson. She got them manipulative materials to help students understand better, and this is supported by Puget theory of starting with concrete to abstract thinking, and also Richard Mayer to use multimedia learning to make learning more effective. The teacher was trying to move the information from short-term memory into long-term memory. At Horizon Private School, they recently started to use Class Dojo for classroom management. A teacher can add points to students individually or as a whole class as a way to reinforce good behavior. And teacher can communicate with parents, have private chats with them, and post student work for parents to see and comment on them. A teacher would add or give a student a point for good behaviors such as being prepared, participating, not disturbing others, lining up properly, and so on. Also, she will take points off if the student was not prepared, misbehaved, caused disturbance for others. Usually the teacher gives students more than one chance to behave well, and it's more of a learner-centered approach. Students in the classroom are independent, and they are learning to be more independent as time passes by following up school routines and classroom rules. The classroom teacher is working to develop student skills to be more responsible and be prepared for later grades. Thank you for listening and have a good day.